Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. O'Connor and Company.
8:06 on this Boxing Day, which earlier in the program we learned what the heck it is, Boxing Day.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
Yeah, but we're not going to tell anybody anything. If they want to know what Boxing Day is,
yes,
they need to subscribe to the podcast and download this
Very
episode.
good.
How about that? How about that?
Love it. Love it.
We're not giving it away for free anymore.
That's right.
Actually,
well, it is free.
It is free, yeah. Podcasts are free. Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to it. Find it everywhere you like your podcast. Good morning, Patrice Onwuka.
Good morning. Happy Friday and Boxing Day.
Sure, why not? Joining us right now is Grover Norquist, President of Americans for Tax Reform, and it was quite a year for tax reform here in Washington, D.C., and in enlightened states around the country. Grover, how would you assess 2025 from your perspective?
A good year for taxpayers. You saw the Trump tax cut made permanent out into the future. Remember, we've had all these tax cuts that lasted like 7 years, 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
Now the tax code is permanent out there. Makes it easier for businessmen and women to decide, I think I'll build a factory that's going to be around for 50 years, but if you only tell me what the tax code's good for 10 years, how do I decide? Yeah. I guess I wait. Maybe I don't move. So that's been big, and many states have been cutting taxes as well. Red states, very busy doing that.
Grover, can I ask you something about the big, beautiful bill, because it drives me nuts, and I'm pretty sure it drives you nuts, too. When we were having the debate over the tax cut, and of course those who oppose it, who don't want the American people to keep their money, always say, well, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to pay for it? And then the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, who were told as an independent agency and nonpartisan and non-biased, they come in and they score this thing. They always score it in a way that doesn't take into account the fact that when the American people have more money in their pocket, they spend it. That creates a larger economy. It means more people get jobs. It means more people are paying their taxes. And here we are. We're just 6 months later, and all of the tax cuts haven't even been put into effect yet, Grover. And already the deficit has gone down, and federal revenue is exceeding what the CBO said. Why can't we fix the way the CBO scores these things?
On the corporate income tax alone that was passed back in the first Trump term, they were off by $100 billion. Okay?
That used to be a lot of money, Grover.
Yes. My suggestion is that we allow the government to contract out with 3 or 4 private companies that do these sorts of projections. And if CBO is as accurate as the others, it can keep their jobs. But the least accurate one gets dropped out every year. And so CBO will have to compete. But we know that when you cut taxes, it affects people's behavior, and they do different things. They invest more, they save more, they earn more. And yet somehow CBO doesn't seem to fully understand that.
You know, Grover, going back to some of the benefits of the One Big Beautiful Bill, I think something that people have glossed over, particularly those with families, you've got the new Trump accounts, which is $1,000 to every newborn, but also the expansion of that account to kids in low-income zip codes, rural or urban or suburban, who are now able to actually get access to some private investments that can also grow with them over time. Do you want to talk about some of these things?
Oh, absolutely. People generally know that starting next year, for the next 4 years, if you have a child born to American parents, you'll get $1,000 put into an account. You have to set it up. It's your account. It's not the government's account. It's your account. Yeah. The government will put $1,000 in each year for the first 4 years of your child's life. You go, okay, what does that do? That's a starter kit. What else can you do? Parents can put $5,000 into that child's account for the next 18 years. Okay. And then if your company gives benefits, what can one of the benefits it can give you is we'll put some money into your child's account for everybody who has a child. And they can set it. Is it for everybody who's born from now on? Is it people who are already born? They can make it much more expansive. American foundations, there are about $16 trillion in foundations. If they only took 10% of that and put it into doing what Michael Dell did. Michael Dell, the American business leader who created Dell Company, and is taking $6 billion of his own money and putting it into accounts, not just for those 4 years, but for people who missed that because they were already born. He's going back 10 years and putting money in for each of those years, which will give them starter kits for life savings. Major foundations, instead of giving money to pay people $300,000 a year to think about how to help people, they could write checks to low-income people and just make it available. Now, these are available to everybody, but some of the foundations might want to just do lower-income people.
It's a brilliant idea. Number one, obviously, just in terms of the tangible benefits that children, and as they're growing, can learn, but also it'll teach children about savings. I mean, I forget who it was that said that the most powerful thing is compound interest. The most powerful force in
Benjamin Franklin.
Was it Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But
he set up a foundation.
Go ahead.
Yeah. He set up a foundation with a few bucks, and then 100 years later, it was paying out real cash, and still continues to. So he proved his little theory.
That's the thing, and it allows people like Michael Dell, who have been successful, to sort of bypass sort of the bureaucracy and politics and morass of the nonprofit world, where people they love to give parties for themselves and drink champagne and pretend like they're helping the poor, but by the time you actually pay the overhead of that event you just did at the Ritz, you're not going to have a lot of money left. Here, the money goes directly into people's bank accounts, and these kids will be able to see it grow, learn about investing, add to it themselves, and by the time they're graduating high school, they've got real wealth sitting in that account. What better way to teach people about capitalism and free markets as well, something that they're not learning at school?
These foundations, like the Rockefeller Foundation and the Ford Foundation, the Carnegie Fund, they could do something truly useful. They really could.
Yeah.
If they want to.
Grover, you teased us earlier when you talked about what's going on with states in terms of taxes. I mean, we live in Maryland here, and unfortunately, taxes are going in the wrong direction. But at Independent Women, I've worked with you guys on states like Georgia that are actually trying to do something really good on the tax front. You want to talk through what states are doing next year?
Sure. In the last 4 years, 8 states have moved to a single rate tax, which takes envy out of it. So we're not going to tax some people more and some people less. Everybody pays 2% or 3% or 4%. Flat rate. You want to take taxes down? They all go down. You want to take taxes up? Everybody pays more. So that's been very helpful. Then there are 16 states with a single rate tax. There are another 8 states at zero, which is my favorite single rate, zero. There are 12 states where the Republican governor, these are all red states, unfortunately, if you live in Maryland or now Virginia, there are 12 states where the governor and the Republican legislature has said, we are committed to phasing the income tax to zero. 5 have passed laws that will automatically clip the income tax to zero over time as revenue comes in. And they're all taking serious steps. So you're looking at Georgia, you mentioned, all the people running for governor are running on the basis we're going to zero. They got to a single rate tax. Now they're going to go on to zero. Ohio had 9 rates. They just went on January 1st of this, I guess just a week from now, on January 1st, they will be a single rate state, not 9 rates, 1 rate. And the candidate for governor is committed to taking it to zero, as is the Republican leadership, House and Senate. So you're looking at adding another 10, 15 states to the 8 that now have no personal income tax in the next several years to bring those down to zero over time, not tomorrow, but rather than spending money and it comes in, reduce the income tax.
It can be done. We just need to get the right governors, the right legislators, the right president in place. Grover Norquist, always good to talk to you. Happy New Year, my friend.
Thank you, Grover.
Hey, thanks, guys. Good to be here, Bob.
It's 8:15, WMAL Traffic and Weather. Every 10 minutes, first on the 5s with Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump are at Mar-a-Lago, of course, celebrating Christmas with their family. Before he sort of took the day off yesterday on Wednesday, Christmas Eve, in the evening, they sat on their gold thrones. Well, all right, they're not really thrones. They sort of look like thrones. Next to the Christmas tree in the sort of atrium area there by the grand staircase, and they set up speakerphone and the president took calls from children who wanted to talk to the president the night before Christmas. Would you like to hear how those conversations went, Patrice?
Absolutely.
I will let you hear. I just want everyone to remember that it was just a year ago when we had a president who was incapable of having any kind of unscripted, uncontrolled, spontaneous moment when he had conversations with anyone, let alone children, without having to be monitored and sometimes restrained. Here is President Trump now. As by the way, I hear the folks like Jake Tapper say that he's in poor health and there's something seriously wrong with him. And it's like, suddenly there's like this huge, newfound concern about monitoring the health of the president after 4 years of Biden. You take a listen to Trump interacting with these kids and you tell me if he's missed a step.
Mr. President, we're passing you to Savannah. She's 8 years old and she's from Salisbury, North Carolina.
Good. Hi, how are you? Merry Christmas.
It is. Hi, how are you? Yes, correct.
Hi, how are you doing? Okay?
Christmas to you and your family.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
How are you?
I'm fine. You sound so beautiful and cute. How old are you?
I'm 8.
Wow, so smart. You sound so smart. So do you have a question for Santa, or do you want to know anything about Santa?
So, I do have another question.
Go ahead.
So, I don't know. So, will Santa ever get mad if we don't leave him out any cookies?
So, first of all, already
That's
the
a good
interaction.
question.
The interaction's hilarious, by the way. And they're crazy, like just filthy, disgusting people on the left who are criticizing Trump because he said an 8-year-old girl sounds cute and beautiful. They're in some way trying to pervy.
But Joe Biden can sniff little girls' hair and inappropriately cross into their personal spaces of little kids, little girls.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
And what grandpa doesn't say, "Oh, look how beautiful you are"? I mean, I'm not even a grandpa yet, and I say it all the time when I see a little girl. All right. Anyway, the question is, will Santa get angry? Will get mad if I don't put out cookies for him? So, clearly, this little kid is brainwashed by RFK Jr. It's like, why even ask that question? Put out the cookies. All right. But Trump has an amazing answer.
This was getting good. Go ahead, say it again, honey. Go ahead. Will Santa ever get mad?
Will Santa ever get mad if we don't leave him out any cookies?
I think he won't get mad, but I think he'll be very disappointed. He tends to be a little bit on the cherubic side. You know what cherubic means? A little on the heavy side. I think Santa would like some cookies. You'd like to leave some cookies for Santa, right?
Merry Christmas.
Yes.
But you're not going to forget. You'll leave some. I would leave them. I think Santa has a serious appetite.
Yes.
Right? And it's so good to talk to you. Are you looking for something specific from Santa? What would you like to have as a present?
Are you waiting for Santa?
Do you know where anything?
That's nice, honey. Well, you just take care of yourself. North Carolina is a great place.
I love. You can also hear Melania, the first lady, in the background
also talking to
on the phone with the child next to her, because they're sitting sort of next to each other, the trees between them. He missed a golden opportunity there when the girl said, I can't really think of anything I want for Christmas. He should have said, always take cash. Take cold, hard cash.
Now, do you think that the Trumps are personally sending gifts to these kids that they speak to based on what they asked for? Somehow, this morning on their doorstep, there may just be that.
You never know. You never know. All right, here's another child who, when asked what he would like Santa to bring, all he could say was not coal. There's still parents out there who threaten their children. You say, you act like that, you're just going to get a lump of coal in your stocking. But, of course, President Trump is very pro-energy, right? And
That's right.
And pro-coal. So how did he respond?
What would you like Santa to bring?
Not coal.
Not coal. No, you don't want coal. Well, coal is, you mean clean, beautiful coal. I had to do that, I'm sorry. No, coal is clean and beautiful. Please remember that at all costs. But you don't want clean, beautiful coal, right?
All right, so then moved on. Another girl said that she wanted a Kindle, the
e-reader.
electronic device to read ebooks and such. All right, so.
And what do you want from Santa?
That's a hard one. For me, I'd probably most want a Kindle this year.
You want what?
A Kindle.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Well, you must be a high IQ person. We need more high IQ people in the country. So, we definitely need more high IQ.
I love the kid laughing. It's like he's making a H-1B visa commentary on the kid wanting a Kindle. All right, and then finally, a question was asked about tracking Santa via NORAD, and the president lent some wise words from the commander-in-chief.
That has a tracker on him.
Okay. Well, we track Santa all over the world. We want to make sure that Santa is being good. Santa's a very good person. We want to make sure that he's not infiltrated, that we're not infiltrating into our country a bad Santa. So we found out that Santa is good. Santa loves you. Santa loves Oklahoma like I do. You know, Oklahoma was very good to me in the election, so I love Oklahoma. Don't ever leave Oklahoma, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
We just want to make sure Santa hasn't been infiltrated. We don't want any bad Santas. We only want the best
bad
Santas.
Hombres.
That's why we got to track them. It's okay. Now, never leave Oklahoma, which is good advice, too. Coming from a man who married into an Oklahoma family. He is one of a kind. It's 8:24. You might want to...
All right, a little bit more this Boxing Day, a little bit more on some of the Trump expectations for 2026. Stay with us. It's O'Connor and Company at 8:30.
It's 8:36, and it's O'Connor and Company on this day after Christmas, Boxing Day. Thanks for being with us all morning long. And if you're just joining us, download the podcast so you can catch some of our witty repartee from earlier this morning. It's Larry O'Connor with P. Mizzy.
That's right. We've been very festive on this Boxing Day.
Yes.
Before you prepare for some football,
No.
definitely catch up on what we talked about today.
Oh, you mean like the college bowl games, like Army versus UConn?
No, the
today
football,
at the Fenway Bowl?
F-U-T-B-O-L. You know, football.
That's soccer.
Football.
We call it soccer.
You know, I think the United States is the only place that calls it soccer. Everybody else calls it football.
That's fine. Boy, it's going to be a tough year with you with the World Cup here. Oy. All right.
I know.
We'll get into it. Patrice Onwuka, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
We found out late last evening, not too late, but right after dinner, Christmas dinner, we got a notification from the president that there had been a military strike against ISIS targets. There's two fractious groups in northern Nigeria. Boko Haram, I think we've heard about for quite some time.
Yes.
But there's also, it's funny, the terrorists also are fighting each other. In fact, there was a what's suspected to be a Boko Haram suicide bomber who went into a mosque in northern Nigeria and blew himself up with a bunch of other worshipers yesterday. So they've got their own problems amongst themselves.
Not surprising, yeah.
And then, but they've also been killing Christians, innocent Christians. You remember Boko Haram from the Obama administration. They came and kidnapped a ton of
hundreds of girls.
Christian girls, specifically girls, and you can imagine why. And the best the Obama administration could muster was a hashtag campaign on Instagram.
Yeah. From former First Lady Michelle Obama, not even from Barack Obama. But,
right.
Yeah.
Well, after the ongoing slaughter of Christians, and by the way, I use the term slaughter advisedly because it is the most carnal kind of murders and mayhem.
Sick savagery.
That this ISIS splinter group in northern Nigeria has been perpetrating against young innocent Christians. The president a couple of weeks ago promised there would be retaliation. And by the way, before everybody starts screaming, I thought it was America first. Why are we meddling? Why are in the middle? Our ally, the Nigerians, their government, asked us to do this. They wanted our help. They said, we know where these guys are. We don't have the military. You guys have the military. You're our friends. We want to protect people. Please help us. They shared intelligence with the American military. They cooperated. Forget about cooperated. They were participants. They wanted this to happen. We worked with them, and we got it done. Here's what the president said. Tonight, at my direction as commander-in-chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorist scum in northwest Nigeria, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians and at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I've previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, they would be held to pay, and tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes, as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military, and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues. He has a way about him, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. And I think you can speak, Patrice, if you don't mind, to sort of the good relationship that we've forged with the country of Nigeria, and the fact that there's a very robust Christian community there through missionary work and through ongoing Christianity.
I mean, the two dominant religions in Nigeria are Christianity and Islam. There are a lot of Muslims there, sure, and different parts of the country. The clustering of the religions, happens in different parts of the country. And so, what we're seeing going on here with a lot of these jihadist Islamic terrorists wiping out, savagely killing Christians. I mean, it's been going on for many years. Thankfully, the Trump administration has actually shed a light on what's going on there. The international community has turned a blind eye. Even the previous administrations, like the Barack Obama administration, hey, who would guess that a black man wouldn't care about other black people, being targeted in other countries? But that's where we're at. And so I'm glad to see the Trump administration working with the Nigerian government. I'll take everybody back to November 1st when President Trump said, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance and very well may go into that now disgraced country's, quote, guns a-blazing. And so it looks like the Nigerian government heeded the president's warning. They did not take a petulant stance, but actually said, you know what, we need help. We will take the help where we can get it from. And I hope this puts all of these terrorist groups on notice that, religious persecution should not be tolerated. You're a religion of peace. If you really believe that your religion is a religion of peace, then you shouldn't be trying to kill and wipe out those who practice a different religion from yours that have nothing to do with you. And so, kudos on the Trump administration for making this swift, sharp, and loud for the rest of the world to see and hear.
Yeah, and we didn't necessarily go in guns a-blazing. Technically, it was tomahawks a-blazing. Reports right now is that there was tomahawks that were shot from a yet-to-be-named Navy vessel. However, my reporting here shows that the USS Herschel Williams, the Woody Williams, is currently in the Gulf of Guinea, which is just off the coast of Nigeria. There have been Navy operations there for quite some time, including recently the Exercise Sea Lion back in 2024 with the Ghana Navy. We'll find out who exactly was involved, but it looks like a Navy operation. I have not seen any reports as of now that military aircraft were involved in this either, and I don't think there's a carrier near that area. But it's according to the initial reports from AFRICOM, multiple ISIS terrorists were killed. No civilian casualties mentioned in the initial assessments that have been put out. And this was, again, coordinated with Nigerian authorities with shared intelligence and planning. And the Foreign Ministry of Nigeria and their military confirmed it as a joint effort with an ongoing security cooperation between the two countries. We shall see as we get more information later today. It's 8:43. In England, we were talking about a lot of British things today because it's Boxing Day.
We did, because it's Boxing Day, Larry.
Right, and because their National Health Service is falling apart, and even the Washington Post has noticed that socialized medicine doesn't work. They have, for decades and decades and decades, they had the Christmas tradition of hearing the Queen's speech. The Queen would give a Christmas speech. The Queen is no longer with us. We love the Queen.
Yes.
Now, her good-for-nothing son, which, by the way, there's plenty of them. Look at Andrew. Charles is now king, right? It's King Charles.
Yes.
Is that what we're going
King
with
Charles,
here? King
yes.
Charles? Yeah, okay. He gave his Christmas address. Not really noteworthy, but it's become this sort of subversive tradition. Over there, they've got the BBC, right? It's
Yes.
paid for, funded by the government, and it's got all the entertainment stuff. BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three. They got all these different channels, but then they also have competition now on the television channel. And they have a thing called Channel 4, which is sort of the independent, not affiliated with the British government, and they're a little edgier,
Okay.
and they have a alternative Christmas message that they do. I know, it seems weird. This year, the alternative Christmas message on Channel 4 in Britain was delivered by Jimmy Kimmel, of all people.
What?
I don't know. I don't think his show is
Of all
seen
of the
there.
British humor and comedians? Really?
No, tell me about it. Well, and trust me, it wasn't very funny, as you can well imagine. He did take the opportunity, though, to trash America. Take a listen. Here is Jimmy Kimmel. We'll listen as long as we can stand it.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I have no idea if you know who I am, but I was asked to deliver this year's alternative Christmas message, which I've heard is a big deal, so I hope you do. But if not, I host what you call a chat show. We call it a talk show in what you call the colonies, I think. I honestly have no idea what's going on over there. I do know what's going on over here, though. And I can tell you that from a fascism perspective, this has been a really great year. Tyranny is booming over here.
Let me just pause there. He's addressing a nation, the United Kingdom, who are right now imprisoning people for liking Facebook posts.
Thank you.
And arresting people for flying their own country's flag, because that is seen as a provocative attack on the pro-Palestinian protesters in their streets. And he's saying that we're fascist, that we're, pro-tyranny. This guy.
Well, he's doing carrying the water for whoever Channel 4 for Channel 4. They obviously want to send a message and a middle finger to President Trump, and so they thought, let's see, what character can we find to fly over from the United States who would really give a really good big middle finger to President Trump, because we hate him, because he's inspired here in the UK patriots to stand up for their country and stand against ridiculous immigration policies, etc.
Yes. Well, it's funny. I mean, since Great Britain loves arresting and imprisoning people for so-called hate speech and misinformation, that's what this is. Maybe Kimmel needs to be...
it's propaganda.
Wait, it gets worse. Listen to how he trashes the American people.
You may have read in your colorful newspapers, my country's president would like to shut me up because I don't adore him in the way he likes to be adored. The American government made a threat against me and the company I work for, and all of a sudden we're off the air. But then, you know what happened? A Christmas miracle happened. Well, it was September. It was a September miracle. But the holiday does seem to come earlier and earlier every year, doesn't it? Millions and millions of people stood up and said, no, this is not acceptable. People who never watched my show, people who were on record saying they hate my show, spoke out, they marched, they did this all to support the right to a free expression of speech. And because so many people spoke out, we came back. Our show came back stronger than ever. We won, the president lost, and now I'm back on the air every night, giving the most powerful politician on earth a right and richly deserved bollocking. That's a word, right? I used it properly? And the reason I'm telling you this story is because maybe you're thinking, a government silencing its critics is something that happens in places like Russia or North Korea or LA, not the UK. Well, that's what we thought. And now we've got King Donnie VIII calling for executions. It happens fast. It's funny. We Americans are very proud of not having a king. It's kind of why we left. Earlier this year, tens of millions of us marched at protests called No Kings. You had some of those there. And just for the record, we have nothing against your king.
He's awful and a liar and completely tone deaf, considering the country that he's addressing right now. Maybe that's where the comedy is. You know,
I'm still looking. I'm still looking for the comedy because there's nothing funny about him and what he's trying to do. You know, at least if you're going to get somebody, go get Rosie O'Donnell. She actually left the country in the United States rather than trashing us from within our borders. Go get her to go, talk about, President Trump.
Or Ellen DeGeneres, who actually lives in London now, or England, the Cotswolds, except she's now, but now she's coming back to America because she hates it there too.
Well, I'm going to guess everybody turned them down, and Jimmy Kimmel is the best they could find.
Let me just let you hear how he finishes, and this is his opinion of the American people, his audience.
Night, we are not bright. We're Americans. No one knows better than you. We're always just a little bit late to the game. But do we come through in the end? Maybe. Give us about 3 years, please. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for Spider-Man. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
By the way, Spider-Man is an American invention. He's talking about the actor Tom Holland, who is currently playing Spider-Man. It's just everything. It's just there you go.
It speaks for itself, Larry.
It really does. We have nothing more to say. 8:54.
It's 8:56. WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the fives, here's Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center. All right, right now it's 33 degrees at Reagan National at 8:57.